Words are incredibly important to INFJs. They find comfort and encouragement in positive, uplifting words, which can generally boost their confidence and spirit. On the other hand, the negative or critical words can have profound effects, sometimes leaving them dwelling on these comments for a long time. We all are triggered by different statements and words more than others. Everyone hates hearing calm down, relax, you're being too sensitive. Well, every personality type and everyone hated these statements. Nobody wants to feel like they are being irrational regardless of their thinking or feeling preferences. But what especially triggers the prospective, empathetic INFJs? Let's take a look. INFJs understand the small talk is a part of social rituals, so they engage in it, and many have learned to do it quite well. After all, many INFJs could be considered extroverted introverts. However, what INFJs really crave is diving deep. They want to know what's really going on in your mind. When you say that, don't ask me more, or that's it, that might sense that every thought you say, everything's fine, it might not be the whole truth. Due to their sensitivity and empathy, INFJs can often see behind the public mask that more people wear. They usually wait patiently for those to open up. Sometimes they might try to speed up this process by asking casual questions. Calm down or stay calm. As we have found out that INFJs are highly sensitive if they are reacting to something. The last thing you want to do is to make them feel like they are being irrational by dismissing their emotions. When INFJs are hurt or offended during movements of conflict, they need time to heal and think through their next steps. Allow your INFJ the space they need to process their emotions. It will be better for everyone involved. Let me stop you here and listen to me now, okay? The interruptions. INFJ think hard before they speak and they like to have the chance to complete one thought before moving on to another. Interruptions are being cut off in the middle of a sentence will disturb them because they often need to take some time to feel that their message is fleshed out properly. You're wrong about it. Nothing will happen. This insight and prediction of INFJ are often met with skepticism by other types because their premeditations are often the result of the hunch. Sensing types tend to be wary of accepting them. This is usually a bad idea because INFJ insights are often scarily accurate. Get yourself up. When INFJs have been hurt, they need time to heal and think through how to move forward. Being rash to get over or get yourself up what happened will make them feel irritated and misunderstood. Oh, I'm not getting you. I will never understand you. INFJ tend to feel misunderstood most of the time, but being told that the hope of being understood is out of the reach or impossible can be an incredibly depressing realization for an INFJs. Well, here is some advice for you. INFJs don't appreciate the advice unless someone has an extremely thorough knowledge of the subject at hand. Think hard before giving an advice to an INFJ. If they are really struggling with something, chances are that they have spent a lot of time trying to figure out the solutions already. And if you're saying that you want to give them advice, will definitely irritate them. You're too serious, lighten up. INFJ take life seriously and have difficulty just living it up in the moment. Because INFJ perceive the world so differently and profoundly, INFJ often experience a sense of loneliness and isolation even when they are with other people. Depression may also arise from the feeling that their ideals and insights are not being recognized or actualized in the world. They may see the world as deaf to or unconcerned with the truths of the reality. INFJs may therefore question their value in the world that seem indifferent to their insights. Everyone is doing this nowadays. Generalization. These are the ban of the INFJ existence. People are nuanced and life is complicated, and INFJ realize that there are million and one different reasons that why people do the things they do. Hasty generalizations about broad groups of people make INFJ instantly irritable. INFJs may even find themselves playing devil's advocate against themselves just to discount a generalization. You're just not trying too hard. INFJs are all but defined by their pursuit of perfection. While this can be beneficial in many ways, it can also come across as not doing enough because an INFJ needs everything to be just right. Actually, INFJs are major perfectionists and generally try hard at just about everything. What they not trying hard to do is that really important. They actually prefer the quality over the quantity. Your ideas are so confusing. Well, let's do the old way. INFJs are always coming up with new ways to do things, whether it's a new way to make a cake or a new way to get it to work. They are always exploring the new possibilities. This can be both good or a bad thing. On the one hand, it means that they are finding new ways to improve things. On the other hand, it can be something mean that they are not satisfied with the way things are and they want to change them for the sake of change. But not everybody accept your ways. Well, I'm okay when you know that you aren't. If you're going through a breakup or dealing something you would rather not talk about with INFJs in your life, it's best to be direct about that. Because INFJs are empaths and possess the unique ability to take on other people's emotions. So if you say you're okay when you aren't, they will probably know. The ability to unconsciously absorb other people's emotions with very little information to go on. Well, this is the superpower of INFJs. You are doing too much. Most INFJs always need to have a cause. They are always trying to help something or someone. Whether it's your dress and you're undecisible about which one to buy, or the neighborhood boy who need to be loved by their parents. INFJs are incredibly loyal, and when INFJs love, they do more deeply and fiercely than they might realize themselves. They are desperate for the people in their lives to feel appreciated. However, this can backfire as constant checking in and asking, how are you? How are you? How are you doing? Are you okay? May be perceived as clingy. Moreover, when others feel stressed and down, we might also feel stressed and down, making it hard to focus on our own lives. It's odd, considering that as an introvert, INFJ usually shut the spotlight. Rather, they want to make sure everyone is doing okay and let them know that they are always there for support. Some INFJs may struggle with codependency in their close relationships. Even INFJs might find their own behavior surprising as they are totally quite independent. So, might people say that you are too cold or distant or difficult to understand? Despite their loyalty to their loved ones, INFJs sometimes pull away for days, ignoring all attempts at communication. It can be confusing or even alarming for someone who isn't used to this behavior. If you wait long enough, the INFJ will contact you again as though nothing happened. Just know that they were feeling overwhelmed with life and needed a break from the noise, which they recharge their batteries by alone time. Accept the way things are or just go with the flow. You know, they are constantly analyzing everything around them. If you are an INFJ, then you should know of this one. There is always something that they are trying to figure out or understand, even when they are not consciously aware of it. Their brains are constantly working to process the information that they are taking in. This is why, when they see something that doesn't make sense, they automatically try to find an explanation for that. Their need to analyze and make sense of the world is what drives them to ask questions, solve problems, and learn new things. It's what allows them to grow and evolve as an individual. So they never go with the flow, they need something that is different from the other ways. I think you're not interested. You look so sad. The statement is because you might misjudge an INFJ because they don't engage much in social situations. It's confusing when INFJs who may look bored or sad while lost in thoughts don't contribute to the conversation. Most of the time, this is because they're uncomfortable or daydreaming. It isn't a slight or a snub of others. On the flip side, INFJ can overcontribute if the conversation develops into something they are passionate about. Well, they are highly intuitive and can read the people very well. INFJs are often known for their ability to read people. They are highly intuitive and can quickly pick up on the emotions and intentions of those around them. INFJs are often able to see through the faces and get to the heart of the matter. They are also very good at reading body languages and understanding what someone is really trying to say. INFJ often use these skills to help others. So they just dislike when somebody says that they don't trust you or they don't believe your intuitions about the situation.